Hello and welcome to my review of Outlawed #1, an issue that is written by Eve Ewing with art by Kim Jacinto. And when the announcement that this story was going to come out, I was a little wary. It just seemed a lot like it was going to be the Civil War for the younger set. And in fact, the solicit reads, in the wake of a devastating tragedy, the United States passes a law that will shake the Marvel Universe to its core. The world has had enough of teen heroes. The crackdown has begun, and the lives of Marvel's next generation will never be the same. And you know who hasn't had enough of teen heroes? This guy. I have thumbs and I'm pointing at myself right now. And that's what worried me about all this. It worried me that we're going to end up getting a book that is going to take the fun, the hope, the dreams even of the young heroes that I love and turn it into a cynical, miserable stuff that we get with all other heroes, especially nowadays. And when you start off, you're kind of getting that. And you have a congressional hearing where certain heroes, it's going to be pretty much centered on the champions and some other heroes as well. But they're being grilled about why they do what they do. Why are you heroes and all? And it even goes down the line where you're having evidence. And this is something that having teenagers, my wife has thrown in my face many a time, that when my kids do something wacky, it's their brains aren't fully developed until they're 25. You're throwing all this stuff out here. But you even get to the point where in this middle part here with Vision, it's starting to feel a lot like DC's Heroes in Crisis with, the confessionals and things like that. And it is pointing towards pretty much that Viv and Kamala, something happened. And already I'm angry. You end up here with this subcommittee on superhumans and public safety legislative hearing. And it's all about, should they allow the younger heroes to go unchecked? And this all has come about from a disaster. And that's where we go. We go back several days ago to this disaster, the Coles disaster at Coles Academic High School. And that's where you see Kamala has shown up. She meets up with Miles, and they are in fact there for the Concerned Future Scientist of America, a meeting, CFSA for life. And the big thing about this meeting is they are going to listen to a talk by teen sensation Alana Kabua. And I hope I'm saying that right. Basically, though, she is the Greta Thunberg of the Marvel U.
How dare you?
Oh, how dare you indeed. She is there to give a speech. And in fact, there's so many people that are riled up by this teen sensation that her speech went viral and all these things that it seems as if Roxanne is out to kill her. And because of that, she ends up having protection by the champions, which we go and see then. And my biggest problem with this issue is that if you don't know the champions, if you don't know the team, if you don't know all the members, what their power sets are, what they're all about, Eve Ewing is not going to tell you. She's not going to set that up. And to me, one of the biggest travesties of the whole Marvel U, especially as somebody who loves younger heroes, is the idea that we haven't had a jumping on point for a Champions book in quite some time. You did have Jim Zub come back with a #1 Champions book that ended up where I read it, I was confused. I had no idea what was going on. And then when I actually wrote a review and then said that, I ended up getting Jim Zub himself and a bunch of his fans yelling at me saying, oh, well, to get on board with this #1, you have to read 20 issues before. Well, that's not a #1 there, buddy. And this isn't either. I needed this to give me an idea. I needed this to give me a reason to love a team that I don't know, to go on with the next book in this whole event is the new Champions book. You're not giving me anything here to get on board to want to read that. Now, I am reading this event because I love Miss Marvel and I love Miles Morales Spider-Man. I am hijacked. I have to, unless I just want to stop reading my book for a couple months or books. So I am in. I want to like this. You don't introduce the team. You end up having them talk about rats in New York versus the rats in Chicago. And I have no idea what's going on. In the meantime, though, I do know some of the characters. Do know Viv. I do know Kamala, obviously. Miles. You end up having Wasp there as well as they're getting ready to listen to this speech. Well, as the speech starts, you end up hearing a loud noise outside, and then what usually ends up happening at things like this, a dragon attacks. Now, this is where I'm going to get mad again, only because you end up with a setup of, did the champions end up causing the destruction, or did they try to prevent it? All of these things going on. This is what leads to a congressional hearing. This is what ends up leading to a law against being a young superhero. Why isn't anybody asking where this dragon came from? This dragon comes now. This may end up showing up later, because you would think that this is where the champions will want to find out who set them up. Though, if this is a setup, the convoluted way that it kind of plays out does not really bode well for a quote-unquote setup. But where's the congressional hearing about who got a dragon in the middle of New York City? I want to see that congressional hearing. And where's anybody else there to help? You even have Alana, who's there for the speech. There is no police protection. There is no older heroes protection. She's being protected by the champions because nobody else is. There's a lot of holes in this going on, and it's real hard for me to just grab onto things as the champions go off to fight the dragon, and you have everybody just reacting. And a lot of times in this, you do have the champions talking in earpieces, and unfortunately, I don't know who's talking to who half the time. And again, this might be all on me, but I don't think I'm the only one. I don't think I'll be the only one who doesn't know the champions team that comes into this and is completely confused with what's going on. Thankfully, the story is so surface level that I can get through it, but that doesn't mean it's good. You do end up having you have Miss Marvel, but Kamala going to protect Alana. So she says, Alana, me and you are going to go. I'm going to protect you. I'm going to get out of here. And throughout this whole thing, you have a play on the idea that Kamala doesn't want to expose her identity. Kamala will say, like, Alana, look over there. And Alana will turn around and she'll embiggen and punch down the wall so they can get through. Things like that. If that's the case, why does Kamala yell, Spidey, Wasp? Now, Wasp, full gear there. But she calls Miles, who is just Miles, dressed up in his normal everyday. She calls him Spidey. So why is she doing this? Well, this is, again, it's not enough care being taken to see what's going on in a scene here. She says it in front of Alana, and there's Miles there. All right, be careful, as he seemingly is going to change into his Spider-Man costume. But if that's the case, then why does Kamala care if Alana sees that she's Miss Marvel? It just doesn't play out right. But there are some good things in this issue. The art is pretty good in general. Sometimes it's a little bit exaggerated. It's a little cartoony exaggeration that Kim Jacinto uses, but I do like it here. I do like it through most of it. And this scene is actually pretty cool. You get a bunch of the champions there. Again, I don't really know a lot or all of the characters, but I can still enjoy how it looks and have a bit of fun with that. So as this is going on, you're just going to have, a two-part deal. Champions fighting Dragon, Kamala taking Alana, trying to get her out of the building. The champions are having problems. The Dragon is really not being hurt by anything that they're doing. So you end up having Power Man react and just say, what I'm going to do, hey, Pinpoint, make a portal right to the Dragon. I'm going to punch the crap out of it. In the meantime, while that's going on, you end up having Viv, who has lost patience. Viv is just, I'm becoming frustrated. I don't want to wait. I'm going to take it right to the Dragon, which then leads to pretty much two things converging at that Dragon. Viv and Power Man's, power punch here, which he ends up sending off through the portal. And then it hits Viv as she's going, supercharges her, and then she just goes Nova on, and not Nova, but Supernova on the Dragon, which that's fine. That's good to kind of maybe take down the Dragon. It's not good for everywhere else. Buildings are coming down, especially the building that Kamala and Alana are in. It's collapsing on them as this is going on, and now the champions have to play damage control. try to stop things. Plus, we saw Viv. She's not gone. She's not dead. She didn't fry out. What she's done is gone supernova. And it's this idea of her not listening, her not wanting to, try to do the right thing. I don't know. They just say she's being stubborn. No, I think that she's gone supernova, but they have to stop. They have to try to get everybody out of the building while they're trying to still stop the dragon and Viv, which ends up with them going at her and pretty much using an EMP on a molecular level, which they do go inside with Wasp. They use this to try to short her out, to try to stop her. When this does end up happening, not really sure exactly what ends up with Viv, but at the beginning you do see Vision kind of solemn, talking about what happened to her, yet that's kind of what we'll see going on. But the big thing with this is as the champions are trying to save everybody they already have. You already have Channel 2 News, and you know them with their nonsense, right? That Channel 2 News, the truth for everyone. I don't know what their slogan is because they're made up. Basically says there's utter chaos here today, and we're not sure if the champions, if the young people here at the Coles Academy, did they cause or try to stop the destruction? We're not sure. We'll have to see. So that's where we also get Kamala's missing. So in this whole nonsense, they haven't been able to find her. But that is what leads to this congressional meeting, which then does lead to the Underage Superhuman Welfare Act passed to law. And things kick into high gear very quickly because they end up making an organization known Cradle, that is the Child Hero Reconnaissance and Disruption Law Enforcement. Not very good. I think that Eve Ewing came up with Cradle first and then tried to insert things in. Doesn't really flow well, but Cradle's okay. But Cradle is going around like the shock troopers. They're the stormtroopers. They're going down and already banging on buildings and doors to grab the young heroes. Moon Girl. If they take Moon Girl, I'll get them. You end up having Moon Girl's parents get her in the basement. And then you have the West Coast Avengers headquarters where there's pickets going back and forth. You end up at the Champions Mobile Bunker. And then you also have Riri in Chicago where all the kids that she helps out, they're not going to have any of their after school program anymore. But yeah, everything is at a head now. And the big reveal, which I'm not going to spoil, the big reveal is they called this the Kamala Law. You'll see why when you read the issue. But again, I'll slice somebody if they end up hurting my heroes. But overall, I didn't like this. I didn't like it at all. I didn't like the setup. I thought it was very surface level. You end up having them fight a dragon. Things got so convoluted and confusing during that fight. In the meantime, you have Kamala trying to help Alana. They're going, but nothing really had much tension to it. Everything leads to just, okay, they're going to pass this law. Let's see how they're going to do it and why and whatever. And now we're just going to go off to the other books where now I have to deal with this in my Miles Morales Spider-Man, my Magnificent Miss Marvel, stuff like that. Now we are going to get a Champions #1 that's going to come out soon from this as well. That's okay. I want to jump on a Champions book. These are the heroes I like. So how come I can't get somebody just to ease me in a little? Just ease me in to show me how great they are, because I know individually I like a lot of these characters and I want to learn more about these other younger characters. But everybody seems to want to just go full bore without any setup, thinking as if these Champions books are selling these. This is why these Champions books don't sell and why they're failures all the time and get canceled. So please ease us in a little. But overall, this to me was just, again, it was surface level nonsense to lead into this, this civil war for kids is what it is. And I don't need that. It's something that I'm not interested in. If you're interested in it, if you're one of the people who are like, well, I don't really like the younger heroes, but this is interesting because it kind of ups the ante and things, then this would be better served for you. If you're already enjoying what you're getting, liking some of the books, and I'm not saying Miss Marvel's selling, because Magnificent Miss Marvel is not selling, and Champions keeps failing. So maybe this will get more people involved. It might turn me off to the books that I love, though, so we'll see. But that's personal. But my personal score for this is a 5.5. I did not enjoy it at all. as a one-shot. I didn't think it was set up well enough. I don't think that the whole concept, the characters, nothing had a good, decent setup in my mind. For me personally, going with it, you might be, better off if you know the characters. But overall, that is what I think of it. Very disappointed with it. Even though I say disappointed, I wasn't looking forward to it anyway. I didn't think that it was going to be something that I liked, and this just confirmed it. But I went in with an open mind, just couldn't get it. But that is my review. I hope that you enjoyed it. Even if you disagree, just believe that I'm being honest with my opinion, and we can all talk about it in the comments below. If you like the video, that'd be great. Like it. Also subscribe to the channel. That'd be awesome. And then look in the description of this video and all the other videos on this channel, and you can see what all we do with the weird science, Marvel, DC, all that stuff. But if you want to also listen to more in-depth conversation of these things that I review with other people involved, you can check out our Marvel and DC Comics podcast as well. Again, all the links are in the description. So thanks, everybody, and I'll talk to you later.